In many African cultures, a man who is seen to have many women and children is seen to be prosperous, while a woman is considered promiscuous. Why is that so? Where men can almost immediately remarry, for women it is frowned upon, especially if she marries another man too soon or too fast. We spoke to mothers and other women who are in blended families to hear from them their own experiences of mothering.
I think one of the advantages about being a stepmom, people don't give you advice as much because they assume you're evil. There's the assumption of wickedness, evil. So they walk around it in eggshell, like walking around with eggshells, you know? They don't see it. You don't get advice as a stepmom. My name is Keya. I am a psychologist. I am a counselor and I'm a life coach. I run an organization that is called the Blended Family Network to support people in step families. So that is what I am known for. But I don't just work with step families. I also work with people who want to have a fresh start. If you want life coaching, counseling, I'm the person to look for. The Blended Family Network came about because I am in a blended family. I have been in a blended family for the last almost 2 decades now. And what I realized, there are no resources for people living in blended families. Or even in case there are, the resources are so few compared to the other type of families. A blended family is a family where the adults in the family have a child or children from previous relationship. Either both of you have a child or children, or one of you has a child or children from previous relationships. So that means one of you or both of you are step parents. I got married to somebody who had 2 kids. I didn't have any. So I'm a stepmom of 2. That is how I got into a blended family. And because I know the challenges, I know the journey, it was lonely, nobody talks about it. There's a lot of negative stereotypes around even just the word step. It's surrounded with a lot of stereotypes. So that is why I thought people who are in families like mine need some help and need support. So combining my experience as a person or a stepmother or a person living in a blended family and my skills as a psychologist and counselor in the life coach, that is how I came up with this organization to support people who are in families like mine. I am a mother of 5. I'm a stepmom. I am a guardian mom because I have a niece that is an orphan that is my daughter today. And then I am a bio mom of 2. My relationship with my kids is good. And good does not mean it doesn't have ups and downs. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it has ups and downs. We have ups and downs. The normal family ups and downs, even just correcting kids and creating a relationship, that can be challenging at times for me. But maybe my relationship with my stepkids would be different. Because I am a mother, but not really a mother. You know? There's so far I can go, and there's some things that I can't get. And that I know. So I don't complain and say that my relationship is bad because I don't have the whole motherhood job description, you know? As a stepmother, you are everything that even a bio mom is. You do everything. But that does not mean you have replaced their mother. There is an aspect, a place for their mother that is hers. And that is why maybe I'll say, I am a mother, but there are aspects of motherness that I may not totally have with my stepchildren. Yeah, that does not stop me from being a mother. And it becomes a problem if I feel like they owe me that part and they don't. Yeah. They don't. So my relationship with my stepchildren is good. It has its ups and downs. At times it's perfect. At times we are struggling. Yeah. But that is part of the journey. I didn't dream of children as much as I sit here and say I'm a mother of 5. No, I never played, and even as I grew up in my youth, in my teenagehood, motherhood was not one of my dreams. Yeah. So I was planless according to what motherhood, in the aspect of motherhood. So I didn't have that dream of motherhood. However, one of the things that I know, nobody says, when I grow up, I want to be a step parent. Nobody. Yeah. And no child also says, oh my God, I wish my mother can make me a stepchild. Nobody says it. But life happens, and we get ourselves into step families, or at times we make our children stepchildren. Yeah. But it's not because this is the dream. It's not the dream. And that might sound bad, but it's not. The dream here was, there's this type of life that I want to live. I would want to be married to such a kind of person. And you might get that person with all the values that you have, but they have kids. Now you'll make a choice. Either it's okay, you have kids, but all the values that I'm looking for, the characteristics I'm looking for are here. We can work together and have a life together. Or if kids don't work for you, it is also okay to say, hey, this one is a big one. This I can't take. So for me, the kids were not a big one for me. Of course, the fact that he had kids factored into the decisions that I made. And it was scary. Yeah, there's a part of you that is scared about this, especially because I didn't have any children. Yeah. So it was scary because it was unknown. Yeah. It did not scare me enough to make me go. As I mentioned, it's been 20 years later. It did not scare me enough to let me go, because I felt and I believed I or we could work around it and find a balance. I wouldn't call it a favorite thing about being in a blended family. You know, it's like, you know, this is my favorite thing. Even if I had a chance to go to the other family, I would still choose this. No. That does not exist. It's not a favorite thing. And it's not an advantage of being in a blended family that is a disadvantage in the other. It's not comparison. You know, there's no family that is inferior to the other. Because at the end of the day, no matter what prefix is before your family, all of us want love. And with a little love, no matter what prefix is before your family is going to succeed. One of the things I'm grateful for as automatic member, like because I am in a blended family, is that I get to be a significant other parent to my stepchildren. Yeah. I didn't bring them in this world, but I am a bonus parent. So I get to impact my significance, however little, on them. So one of the challenges is just finding your space in your stepchildren's life, finding your role in your stepchildren's life, and even connecting and bonding with your stepchildren. That is challenging. What is your role when it comes to discipline matters? That is also very challenging, because discipline without connection is perceived as punishment. So as step parents, as a stepmom, you need to connect before you correct. You need to earn it before now you can give advice, you can give guidance. There's the challenge where a stepmom is not being supported by their husband. It takes two people to step parent successfully. It takes two to be a successful stepmother. The stepmother and the person who made their children stepchildren. And he is the common bond between a stepmother and the children. If he does not support you, it will sabotage your journey as a stepmother. And it's going to be very difficult for you. And at times, parenting issues in step families will tear the marital cloth if they're not well balanced. So those are just few of the challenges that we get as stepmoms. And of course, the stigma from society. Society believes all stepmoms are evil and wicked. And it is from socialization. All of us were raised in this society where you've never read a storybook that the stepmother had and they lived happily thereafter, as in she did. They don't live happily thereafter. So there's a lot of stigma. And you find that stepmoms don't have anywhere to go and vent. They don't have support. Why? Because they don't even talk about their challenges. They don't feel like they have a safe environment for them to talk about it. And for me, that is the reason why I created the Blended Family Network. We think love is enough. It will conquer all the challenges. And I'm not saying love is not good, but it's not enough because of the challenges that you will get in a step family. A step family has a lot of challenges because there are a lot of moving pieces. You know, there's a marriage, there's one person who is related to this child, another one is not. There's a co-parent that you need to co-parent with. This child at times goes there if it is an active shared custody. So there's a lot of moving pieces. If you don't get the skills and the strategies to work through all those moving pieces, your marriage might be affected. So basically, there are a lot of challenges, but they support. And if you're a stepmom out there, you need to learn and learn and learn more about step family living. I wish I could say it in a good way. And we are talking about rejection by the stepchildren. I wish I could sugarcoat it, but being a stepmom and getting rejected are synonymous. It is part of the job. And this is why all of us, even today as adults, change is so difficult for us. The change, unknown. It's difficult to adopt into the unknown because we don't know what the unknown looks like. And that is exactly the same thing that stepchildren go through. Because we don't meet our stepchildren and fall in love with our stepchildren and then get married because of the stepchildren. No. We are always meeting as the adults, courting, dating, and then we decide, oh, we can live together. So it is always, it comes from the adults. And therefore, kids may catch up with it later. And during this time, they will have rejection because they don't know what will happen to them. They don't know what their history and their story is going to be. Their family has changed. For those kids who at times were hoping that their father would go back with their mother, of course, when their father gets married, the father is so happy because he has gotten a new spouse. But for the child, this is an indication that my dream is not going to happen. So what we need to know as parents, especially the bio parent, to know that this process of making the step family affects also the children. It's unfortunate that maybe as adults, we sit and say, kids they'll adapt. We think that they don't feel, we don't need to consider them. But we do need to consider them. We do need to prepare our children for step family life. One of the things that I always say, most of the African children wake up one day and are told, huyu sasa usimuite auntie, sasa utamuita mom. Huyu sasa si dad, si uncle, huyu utamuita dad. You know, without preparation, without prior discussion. And this is the job especially for the bio parent. Prepare your child for step family living. Talk to them about the decisions you're about to make. Create a safe space for them to talk about their concern, to talk about their fears, and reassure them so that they know they're not losing you, you know, because sometimes also when we get married, either male or female, we forget our kids, and this relationship becomes the big thing, and our kids also feel rejected. So walk together with your child, not forgetting that they are also transitioning and they're also going through some thoughts, some struggles, and all they need is a safe environment from you, especially as the bio parent, to prepare them for step-family living. Discipline, like I mentioned, is one of the big challenges. And like I also said, you cannot correct before you connect. So it is up to the stepmother, the stepfather, and you as a couple to create those moments of connection, doing family activities together, do activities that will allow the stepchild to know who the stepmother is or who the stepfather is, and the stepfather or the stepmother to also learn who their stepchild is. In most cases, even for life, you shouldn't be the chief disciplinarian as a step-parent, because you don't have a lot of grace with a child like the bio parent has. The bio parent is supposed to be the chief disciplinarian. You can talk about how to give the basic discipline in the house. That is something that can work on, but the chief disciplinarian should be the bio parent. It is unfortunate that especially men, after they marry, they decide that, okay, they spend a lot of time out there. After work, hang out with the boys, come back very late. Because he has gotten a wife, and because you're a woman, they assume that you have motherness in you. So you will handle it. And that is setting you up as a stepmother for failure. If he is not there to support you, then it might really be a struggle or cause resentment with the children. And the resentment will be towards the step-parent or the stepmother. So step-parenting takes two. The bio parent really has to support the stepmother for this connection and this, for him or her to transition into having an impact on the stepchildren's lives. If at all you feel like you will get satisfaction as a stepmom by replacing your stepchildren's bio mom, then you're doing it all wrong and you're there for the wrong reasons. Nobody can replace DNA. And as a mom today, wherever you are, would you want anyone to replace you in your child's life? I don't think so. So that should not be the mission. In fact, stepchildren who are allowed to have a healthy relationship with their bio parent adopt easier or easily in the step-family living. But stepchildren who are not allowed to do that, then will struggle with step-family living. So you are not a replaceable mom. No, you didn't come to replace anyone's mom. You are a bonus mom, and just play that role and it will be okay. Yeah.